Alright guys, we're back with the Kenwood. So this is my friend's radio that he bought. It's in pretty good shape. There's some funny little stains on it here and there. I don't know. It's not mine, so I'm not going to clean them off. But the door is stuck. So we're going to go ahead and pull the cover off of this. And we're going to do a full inspection on this radio. But first, we're going to see how far frequency it is off exactly by using the FTDX 3000 as our reference as usual. I do have other ways of doing this. I could use the tiny SA spectrum analyzer, but I know where the Kenwood is and I know where the Yaesu is as far as frequency, and I can easily compare the two. The Kenwood does not have band stacking, so if you change it, like say on 10 meters and then you go down to 80, it's going to be a relative of that. The one thing I did notice it does is kind of weird, so if we're up here, so we're on 3.640. If we come down here, sometimes it will go to 160 meters on the 28 button. Yep, see, 1.640. And it'll do that repeatedly. And you push it again and it goes to 28 like it's supposed to. I don't know why. So anyway, let's find a microphone. I have the Kenwood microphone out here. But we're going to use the one that came with it because he's going to want to know if it works or not. And this is a black microphone. And it doesn't have the label. It looks brand new. I would have said it was a Chinese reproduction, but it says made in Japan. Unless they're copying that, and the quality feels pretty damn good. It appears that it's never been used. Although that does look like it's been redone, or possibly Chinese. Kenwood would not have done that. So we're on 28. We have 28 and 29, by the way, on this radio. So that does make it a little easier to jump around. Now, I believe they first released this radio in 1985, and I think they made it till about 1994. So there are some really late production models. This one is different than mine. The buttons are kind of a little smoother. Mine had the adjustable legs that somebody took the other half off. This one doesn't look like it had that ability. The meter is a little bit different in the scale, I think. This one, like, generally looks a little brighter, almost as if maybe somebody put LEDs in it. But either way, like at a glance, it looks the same. There's a bunch of schmutz all over the VFO knob. I always take note of all that crap to see how well a radio's been taken care of. Cosmetically, there's like almost no scratches on the radio. There's a little bit of wear right here, which is going to be normal. People like to rest their hand. These radios, unlike the other radio we did of his, this is metal. All of this is metal. And that's like really, I think all radios should have been continued to be made that way. You know, once Yaesu went away from the 1000D, they made them all plastic, you know. It's cool playing with these older radios like this because there's no menus. There's a knob, there's a button. This is what I was saying I like better. LSB, USB, CW, AM, FM, and FSK. I don't like it when they combine upper sideband, lower sideband on a button. And also, this radio will also do CW. It announces the mode in CW. Okay, so And I have not checked to see if it's unlocked or any of that yet. A lot of times these ones are. The other one was not. So we've got this radio over here. And we're also going to try something. I can't get the door open, but I did successfully get the tuner to work like once. We're on a dummy load, and I've seen where that will make it go wacky if you try and like tune it on the dummy load. Now the way you tune this radio is really weird and not intuitive. You see the ATT button? It's A.T. That's antenna tune. And when you push that button, it will say antenna tuner ready. And you'll have a certain amount of time to push the send key. You have to have the auto through button pushed in. Okay? If you don't, it won't do anything over here when you push that button. So auto through, ATT, and then send. And it's actually taxing the crap out of my UPS. And it's tuning. It cannot find a match very quickly. So it matched a dummy load on 10 meters. So you see how it really had a hard time matching the dummy load. Now, I tried it on 80 and it just wouldn't do anything. It sat there forever and ever. You can tune the power down here, which is probably a really good idea because it actually straight up tunes with 100 watts, and that's probably why it's bad. It's probably smoked some capacitors or chokes on the tuner board. There also could be some other damage. It can cause a lot of problems. These were more. Well, the 830 was still being made when this was being made, so at least I think it was. So they were expecting hams to be more hands-on back then in understanding how to tune things. So it's not an automatic antenna tuner. It's a tuner that's automatic, but the process of it's not automatic. But this is just one stiff ass freaking cord. I think this is a reproduction microphone with a fake Japan logo on the back of it. It just looks too new. And also, the ones that you get on Amazon come like that with no logo. Okay, so we're on upper sideband, and do you hear how far we're off? Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So my voice sounds funny, but I mean, like if we were contesting, hello, you're 5'9", you're 5'9", over, again. I can't hear you, you're 5'9", you're 5'9", what's my signal report? So, you know, you're going to make the contact, but if you get on here and you call the good old boys and say, hey Buford, how you doing over there? Yeah, Bram, you sound off frequency. Yeah, there's something wrong with your radio. That's what they're going to tell you. And you sound like you got a clothespin on your nose, man. I don't know what's going on there, buddy. Maybe you better send that radio to Kenwood. So watch. So what you do with a radio like this, for anybody that's new watching this radio video, there's something called zero beating that you can easily do on single sideband. And what happens is when a radio is off frequency, it resonates a certain way. And so you take another radio that's nearby and you hold the microphone near its speaker, and it will do this. You just adjust one of the radios. You see it's oscillating? You get it as slow as possible, okay? And now you know where it's at on frequency in relation to the other radio. So when this radio is on 28073.89, it's really on 28074. So that means that this radio is off by 110 hertz, which is enough to cause problems on sideband while you're talking to people. Now, listen to it now. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So, hey, Billy Bob, how's my signal sound down there in Alabama? Oh, yeah, you sound good. You sound good. You sound good, man. You're nice. You're on frequency. Okay, see? So, that's all there is to it. And Kenwood did this bullshit where you can adjust your RIT and your XIT, and you would want both of them shifted. But here's the problem, okay? When you adjust this, it adjusts your display as well. It's not like a CB radio, okay? Where, oh, you're off by 120, just adjust your clarifier and just leave it. And then every time that you tune to this frequency, so let me show you. So if we were to adjust our frequency for receive or transmit, this display is going to change. Okay? The clarifier changes our frequency on the display, which is stupid. And it shows you in kilohertz over here how much you're adjusting it by, usually. This knob is an encoder. Now, I think it has a fine and coarse on it also. And when it's not on, it'll still adjust it when it's on or off, but it doesn't change anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So you see, I'm off frequency. Okay, so now we'll push the XIT. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. See, we can adjust it now, and it'll go wherever we want it to go. Oh. So, on transmit, it actually shows us what we're receiving on this frequency. So everybody's going to sound funny to us. But when we key up, it adjusts and shows where it's shifted from the display. That doesn't tell us what frequency we're transmitting on, because it's off. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 27073.89. But we're not transmitting on that frequency. That's just where the display is happy at. Okay? And if we put the RIT also on, we'll receive on that same frequency that we're transmitting on. And we could just tune through the band and do whatever, right? But, so we hear some guy, and we're like, let's just say he's on 2880. All right, which we're not going to. This is all data, part of the band, CW. We're not really listening on that frequency. Okay? He's not on 2880. He's going to be on 2880.11. So the clarifier is useless in this situation here. So I don't know really why they put a clarifier on these radios in the first place, because if you're off, you just adjust your VFO. So, like we did here, we just adjust the VFO. Okay? We're off frequency. We're not going to use the clarifier to adjust it. It's still going to change our display. We're just going to go And boom. Okay, we know where we were originally. And now we just have to remember that we're actually really on 28074. And we've adjusted it for the difference. So, other companies made radios where the display didn't change, and you could adjust the clarifier to get everything tuned in perfect. And then you could go about your day and use your radio that was just off by 100 hertz. And you would never have to go into the radio and adjust anything. It's beyond me why they did this. So, I just thought I would explain that for anybody that runs into these older radios. Almost every radio that you're going to run into from the early 80s to the mid 90s, sometimes even all the way up to 2012, 13, 14. My FTDX 1200 was off frequency by like 70 or 80 hertz. You're going to run into this. So maybe this video will help you figure it out. And all you got to do is jump on the 10 meter band, because that's where it's the most obvious when somebody's off frequency. You know, listen to some of these guys on their high dollar flex radios and you'll learn real quick that you're off frequency. So anyway, I got some other stuff to do. Gonna open it up and see if we can find the issue with the auto tuner, and we'll go from there.